Welcome back, Tyrants and newcomers alike to Phoenix Wright Attorney. Last episode, the judge is about to go in to deliver a guilty verdict. Are we screwed? Let's find out. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not, bow chicka bow wow giggity goo. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt and take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end. Man, there's so many innuendos you can make in that statement, it's not even funny. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well, this time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. The beard is impatient. What? Your Honor, wait! We're not screwed yet!
What is it with you people? Can't I hand out my verdicts in peace anymore? Come on now. The beard likes to hand down verdicts. Whatever it is, can it wait?
No, it can't, and then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph. The last one submitted. I almost made another Nickelback joke, but I think I'll keep that to myself. The trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration.
Fine.
So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence?
Yeah,
I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this.
I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake, but the beard still wants to deliver a verdict. God dang it. Very well, Mr. Wright. Beard, dang it. Let's show the court the problem in this photograph.
The problem in this photograph is not the knife. It is the watch? Possibly. Well, it's probably here, don't you think? Okay, it's not the watch. It's... there's something in the muffler. Oh, yeah, looks like that's it. Aha! The problem in this photograph is here! What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, you just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler, scarf, or beard of any kind in this photograph. The beard's not in the photograph, it's null and void. A muffler is also part of a car, a motorcycle, Your Honor. You're old enough to know that. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see! You had to explain that for the little kids playing this game, and I see! What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
Humph! So what is there something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing! Absolutely nothing! Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you already told us why this is important to this case. You said as much in your testimony. What?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth and this muffler is related to this case.
Because it's part of the cell phone. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. Muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Flashback. Muffler! Yeah! Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence.
More food for the bear! Well, it seems we will have to suspend this proceedings because the beard is full and does not need to be tempted by any more food.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Now the card, the crime scene to expect it at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed?
Fine, I suppose so.
The beard says it, so the beard is law.
Woo, that was close. But we made it. At least for now.
The court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all.
He's still hungry? Good God, the beard is... Wow, the beard can eat a lot, I must say.
Save!
February 23rd, 11:56, District Court Defendant Lobby Number 2.
Mr. Wright.
Huh? What?
Are trials always like this with you?
Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface. But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there? Yeah, pretty much. Ah, see, jinx. Except today, we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister, anyway? Apparently, she got called off to the judges' chambers. Bad chicka bow wow. Probably something to do with a piece of cloth.
The beard wants that piece of cloth, haha.
Alright, so this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. Oh my god, it's Chuck Norris! I mean, Detective Marshall. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. Officer Marshall! Thought I'd come to take a look, see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the place locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. What is going on over there anyways? All the police I've seen their last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worried about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall, the whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day, too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the awards ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth seen it too, I reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken? Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. Sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. Duh, I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee. Freaking southern motherfreaker. February 23rd, 1232, District Court, Courtroom number 9. Southern motherfreaker. I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. What? Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth is pissed for some reason. Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets, and you're ugly as sin. Excuse me? The furrowed brow, that grinding teeth, those watery eyes. Once more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over, your back is bent. The beard is scared of you. It can't be, this can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe at this time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. Or rather, the beard has. This is unacceptable! What? It seems our prosecution is quite beside himself. Excuse me, Doc. Shut up, cat. Who's that? Who's that? Oh god, it's this guy. What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Ha! The temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man... 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Ah, it's you! Okay. So it's him. Oh, I do say, oh, ha, ha, ha. Sorry I'm late, gee, the roads are packed. It's just me, long time no see, yeah, gee, how you been? Swim much these days? Ah, hello. No, I've been so busy. The beard is fond of this man. Busy smidgy, gee, my boy. You have to make time to relax, I do say. Yes, indeed. Auntie seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Oh, I do say. Ha ha, so you're Rido, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks. So sorry about our little worthy giving y'all the trouble there. You know we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly! Oh, I do say. Little worthy? Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? The beard is ashamed. Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Obviously, it looks that way, I guess. Name's Gant, Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone.
So, what do we owe this honor today? The beard is pleased. It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it?
Well, it's Worthy here. Look at that poor fellow, I do say. I just thought I'd help out by bringing these.
Hey, that's my sister's muffler.
So, Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Star really was wearing that muffler.
Oh, I do say, but to think it was just stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On little Worthy's car, no less.
Okay. What's that?
It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's that? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife, I do say. Quite perplexing, this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are not less lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, I do say. Worthy! I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait! Or didn't you see that? Have a look at this document, I do say, where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature. Miles Edgeworth, I do say. That's no fair. The day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel, I do say, but you're the person in charge. I'd expect a written apology. What, are you serious? Don't be too upset, I do say. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Gah! The Court of Texas has new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The Beard is intrigued by this evidence. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? I missed the lunch lady. Yes, well, I think you all have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore, and the Beard pounds gavels like gavel poundings or something. Whatever. I got tongue-tied. The Beard got tongue-tied. Beard-tied, if you will. Shut up. Yeah, but I cut my finger. I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it.
Alright, here we go. So, where is the place to open this thing? Here?
There's a small tag on the knife that seems to say SL92. What does it mean? Well, I've heard something similar. DL6 of DL6 Incident fame. But it's strange.
Huh? What is?
I'm not certain, but I get the feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this, or letters that looked a lot like this, somehow.
Huh. Well, that must be the switchblade knife switch.
Ba-bam! Whoa! There's nothing on the end of the knife. Wow, don't scare me like that! I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off.
And this dark red stain.
Blood?
Switchblade knife out of the court record.
That does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? About the split between prosecutors and the police. And this knife, and the Beard has way too much respect for you. Ha ha! Sure thing, not a problem, not even a little one, really, I do say. Apartment in disorder. This knife is special, but I can't say how here, I do say though, unless I have evidence to prove a connection between the knife and the Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation, I do say. A detective was killed at the police department, see what a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15, scary coincidence, I do say. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. What do you want, Frisk? There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Archie. We haven't exactly announced it yet, I do not say. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
Oh, snap.
Order. Anyway, we're at the department where our flustered, as you might well assume, I do say. We're in the middle of a top-secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? think we understand the police department situation well, Mr. Wright. 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand.
Department in disorder.
Darn it, Cat.
What do you want? God dang it. Ah. The knife is special, unless there's evidence to prove a connection between the knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. The knife was to kill. Detective was killed at the police department. The time of the crime, 5:13. Scary coincidence. Evidence that proves a connection between the knife and Goodman. How about this? No? Okay, that doesn't prove a connection. What about this shoe? Nope. What about this knife? Okay, fine. Let's just press it.
This knife was found on the scene of the crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on in the department I can't explain, I do say. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine the knife while we can, righto? Righto. The evidence that links to the knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the pieces of evidence that had me stumped all this time. So, how are things out of the department?
It was a bad day. Okay, present the things that had him stumped. What about this badge? Nope. Okay, if it's not that badge, what about this?
Ah! It does say SL9 on it, doesn't it? Wait a second. At last, that honest to goodness objection. I do say. This knife, this has something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha! An honest to goodness, and what do you mean? From the judge, I do say. This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL9 too. And that's an important why. Over here, we also have... Shut up, cat. A memo that was on the body of the victim. Oh my god! Be quiet, I'll throw you out. What is this? 6 minus 7 ash, 12-2. Somebody get that cat out of here. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. And how are you supposed to get that? Seriously? That's like the most vague piece of evidence ever. The beard needs a napkin. When he wrote this note, he was holding the paper upside down. SL9, that's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. Oh, sniff. Order, well, Chief? I do say, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto. Shut, go away. Good grief. I win? What game is this guy playing? Seriously, that's what I'm wondering. Knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. You don't say. I do say. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say? Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice. Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens, I do say. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. Okay, so the knife was evidence. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Then, what about this? Okay, not time for the Blue Badger panel yet, apparently. Then, what about this? No? Okay, then what about... this? No? Well, what the freak are we supposed to do with this, then? Just object to everything. I don't even know. This is way too hard. No? Okay, it was stolen from the department's evidence room. What about the shoe? No. Okay. What about... this?
Nope. Well, what about the cell phone? Did we present the cell phone yet? What? I presented everything. What was the point of even getting this part of the evidence here? What about this? Press everything. Goodman's ID. What about... We pressed everything, so it's not on this statement then that we're supposed to present. Oh my god, really? What was the point of that? Okay, let's just press everything then. Something didn't happen at the police department too, did it? You got a good look in your eyes there, right home, my boy. Sharp, hungry, I do say. Chief, did something happen, and why haven't I heard? Why haven't you heard? Or why didn't you ask, I do say. No matter, I understand. You were busy, what, with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? I do say a detective was killed. What a mess. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact, I do say. Surprising, isn't it, Tudgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions, I do say. Maybe you could help, right? Suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one, I do say. The kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. How the victim was killed. Well, how was a detective killed? How was he killed, I do say. Now that's some interesting part. It was when the boys called the stabbing with a knife. A knife? That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit, I do say. We're cooking now, but you know that's not the only thing. That was exactly the same, I do say. What do you mean? There were more similarities between two cases than the cause of death, I do say. It seems like I'm going to have pressed this a bit harder. Oh, okay. What about where the victim was found? So, tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, I do say, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second, I have heard of that. The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? I do say the knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. I do say that was a flashback. There's a connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With a link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. Not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Yes, it is. Because of this. Oh, okay, then what about... It's not that, then what about this? What the frig are we supposed to present here? Okay, if it's not that, then what about this? No? Okay, so if it's not that, then what about this? If it's not that, then what about... Okay, let's just press again. God dang it. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. I do say, you don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The beard demands you say something. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had written down the numbers on the knife evidence tag. And we also know the detective murdered at the police department was killed at the very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. Ooh, look at him. He's pretty stern looking. Chirp, chirp, chirp. You do make a good pair, I do say. It took my man 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I would request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. I do say, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet at all. Can we get the information unofficially? I do say. Sure, why not? I do say. It's unofficial after all. What, really? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? Okay, we gotta press that, right? That knife! What was it doing there? I'd better check this knife out. Cooperate. Oh crap. Okay, I'll cooperate is the statement we're looking for here. How many times do we gotta press? Seriously. Okay, we probably gotta present. It was the Blue Badger! The Blue Badger was the victim. Just kidding. Okay, fine. Just press the freaking thing. If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. I do say you have to do everything properly. Now, well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. The victim's ID number. Okay, how about you telling me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? I do say it's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me the name, after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. Number is 5842189. I do say. Well, that's quite long, and we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 822. I can't do it. The bear has Alzheimer's. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? ID number of the victim at the police department, 5842819. Tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. Shut up, Kitty! You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? Okay, let's save in the second one for this. So I want to keep the first one free. It tells me about this Goodman's ID. Witness! What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, I got confused. Can the beard have this dance? And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office, 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh, I was right. Good. Oh, was it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? Oh, right. Like I said, the beard has Alzheimer's. This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, I say, righto. Personal IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier, that started with 82. I forgot. The beard has Alzheimer's. You even got the first number wrong. The number the chief of police gave us was 583, blah, blah, blah. Wait a second, right? What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, sharp as attack, I do, sharp as attack, I do say. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department. The Beard thinks there could have been 2 in the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So, what we're saying is the same person was killed at the same time and in a completely different location? Yes, I believe that's what we're saying, Mr. Edgeworth. Order! Chief, what does this mean? No, what I want to know is why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. I do say now, wait a second, Worthy, nowhere to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait, I said wait! Oh, didn't you hear me? I do say. The oversight, the grave error, Mr. Edgeworth. They're yours. What? How dare... We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our officer Meekins who brought you the news. What? Meekins? Good God. Rate, comment, subscribe, favorite, and we'll continue this case next episode.